Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I hope you are doing well and this message finds you rested and ready for the first holiday of the end of the year. But I wanted to bring to you today some of my Thanksgiving tips that I myself follow as well. So, as you know, you are on this journey to success, you are accomplishing great goals, you have embedded a phenomenal regimen into your health journey and not only built habits, but also built habits that are sustainable. But as we know, life is always going to come after us. Social events are going to happen. Holidays can't be prevented. So I wanted to bring to you my top 3 pieces of advice. Like I said, I also follow as well going into Thanksgiving Day. So if your Thanksgiving Day is anything like mine, this is a day for all the family members to come celebrate together, be with one another, but also bring their favorite dishes that really may not match the goals that we have set for ourselves. So, here's some things that you can follow as you go into Thanksgiving Day or as you plan for Thanksgiving Day. The first thing that I do is I plan ahead. I think through, how do I want to experience Thanksgiving Day? What dishes do I want to intake? What dishes do I want to experience? Or what dishes are really, really rare and only happen once a year and I just can't pass up? My mom's mashed potatoes are definitely one of those. So I will be planning for a couple heaps of mashed potatoes. So, what do I mean exactly by plan ahead? Well, there's a couple of different options or ways you can go to plan ahead. You can plan ahead by thinking through what dishes do I want to enjoy, or you can plan ahead by thinking through how many calories you want to allot yourself for Thanksgiving dinner. I personally will keep the majority of my calories readily available for that Thanksgiving dinner and eat sporadically before the Thanksgiving dinner. My family personally has a Thanksgiving, I would say, leper lunch dinner. So my calories will be allotted during that time. I definitely will not be restricting myself or saying no to foods that I really, really want, because then we're going to leave the day resentful and frustrated. So, my advice to you is don't restrict. Instead, we want to go about it in an intuitive way. Me saying don't restrict is not me saying I give myself permission to just go off the handles and let loose for the day. I still want to be in alignment with my goals. That is why planning ahead, whether it's a certain calorie allotment or it's thinking ahead of the specific dishes that I know I want to enjoy. So plan ahead your day. How do you want to experience Thanksgiving Day? Do you not know what dishes are going to be there? So you need to plan a specific amount of calories ahead of time? Or can you plan ahead and think, these are the main dishes I want, and these are the dishes I'm going to enjoy on Thanksgiving Day, and I'm going to leave Thanksgiving Day without feeling shame or guilt. So, first thing, plan ahead. The next thing we can do is plan around. And what I mean by that is plan around Thanksgiving Day. How can we do that? Can we eat a little less calories the day before and the day after to give us more calories the day of Thanksgiving? Or maybe planning around looks like planning around your meals that surround your Thanksgiving dinner. So, for example, I will have a lighter breakfast tomorrow and a little snack to hold me over until my 3:30 dinner. Now, in my family, 3:30 means we're probably not going to eat until 4:30. So I have to plan around that too. I know that breakfast is not going to hold me over until that 3:30, 4:30 dinner. So, what we can do is plan around, plan meals ahead of time so that you aren't hungry or hangry going in to your family. I know that I can't wait until I get to the family dinner because hunger is for sure going to set in. And there are loved ones coming from out of town or around the state that I want to be myself for. So plan around. What do your meals look like around your Thanksgiving dinner? So we've planned ahead, we've planned around. Now, the last thing, but not least thing, we need to prioritize people. Yes, Thanksgiving is full of food. Yes, there's going to be dishes there that maybe you haven't had in a while. But at the end of the day, we want to prioritize the people that we are around. We don't want the stress of food to keep us from the relationships we're called to have. We also don't want to spend our day tracking or being on our phones or worrying about how many calories we've eaten. So here's my advice to you. If you do plan to track, either track beforehand and set a plan, or get a plate, take a picture, and track it later. The last thing I would want you to do as your coach is be on your phone and track when you are surrounded by the people who love you most. So when we prioritize people, we want to make sure that people come first. And we don't want the thoughts of food, or we don't want the anxiousness that comes with all of the food on Thanksgiving. We don't want that to get in the way of people. So prioritize people and think through what that means for you. If you choose not to track, which is completely fine, as your coach telling you, it's completely fine to take a day. But that doesn't mean to go off the handle, go on the deep end. That means that we can take an intuitive approach. You've been tracking now for a while, enough to know about what's in food for the day. We can estimate. Because here's the thing. People are going to be making dishes and bringing them from home. We're not going to know exactly how they prepared it anyway. So our tracking is going to be a mere estimation anyway. Now, if you are one who loves to track and loves to know, that's okay. Track for the day, but please do it before or after, not during. If you are one who can eat intuitively, then I definitely highly suggest that, so that your focus and your stress for the day isn't around tracking, it's around the people. But you're also taking action to make sure that your goals are still in the light of it. So, just to recap, top 3 things to do when preparing for your Thanksgiving day. Plan ahead, and you can do this by planning what dishes you want or planning a certain amount of calories that you want to eat during your Thanksgiving meal. Also, plan around the meal. Make sure you're eating around the meal as well, because we don't want you going into Thanksgiving dinner hangry. And last thing, prioritize people, whatever this looks like for you. Make sure that the stresses of the food aren't getting in the way of the relationship with loved ones. Hope this helps. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy time with your family, time with loved ones, and the best cooking around. Have a wonderful holiday.